Back on the beach again. Monday morning, 9 o'clock, and I've come back to Navegantes beach. Now the high tide today is at 1 o'clock. It looks as though it's a little bit further out anyway than it was last week when I came. I wasn't disappointed last week, that's how it goes, but I normally find a bit of something, and as you know, last week I found nothing. So let's see if we have any more luck today. There's a few people about. The red flags are out there just in front of me. So a few waves out there. It looks pretty flat actually, that sea does, but there's a few biggish waves, not too big like, but the red flags are out for some reason. So let's see if we have any luck. Anyway, yesterday, Sunday and Saturday, so maybe there were quite a few people on the beach. The weather's not been that good still, but we'll see, won't we? Would you believe it, eh? There's a guy down there with a metal detector. I've not even got down to the water yet, but no worries. We'll continue. Well, at least we've had a signal. A rusty old nail there. Well, another find. This time a washer. Steel washer. There. Not far from the other one. I don't believe it now. There's two people with metal detectors up there. Together. Well, it's only a 10-cent coin, but better than nothing. At least I'm getting a few signals down here now. There we go, look, a little jig, fishing jig. Well, it's not got a hook on it, but no problem. A few swivels. Not bad at all. I do a bit of fishing anyway, that'll come in handy. You know what? When I was here last week, I was using my headphones, which came with the machine. Now they're about 6-year-old, obviously, when I bought the machine. Now, that was the first time I've used these headphones for at least 3 years, maybe more. I've been using those earphones for the phone. Right, and I've had plenty of fines using them, but last week I thought I'll go back to the headphones. Now I never found anything, as you know, last week, so I did wonder whether that was anything to do with it, you know, the headphones. And I'm thinking, could that actually be possible? The machine's detecting. Now I don't know, I just don't know, but today I've walked all the way down here to the end of the beach and I've only had a few signals, those things I've shown you, a coin, a nail, 2 nails actually, and a washer. And normally I'm getting little signals here and there, you know, for little bits of silver paper and things, and I've not had any. So I'm swapping back now to the earphones, and I'm going to go back in the same direction where I've come from and just see if I get any more signals. Yeah, look, these headphones, they came with a machine. That's what I've been using today and last week, one day last week. These are what I've used for the last 3 years. They came with the phone. Whether they're more sensitive or whether I'm just imagining it, I'll soon find out when I go back up there. If I start getting signals, you know, in the area where I've already detected, it just proves, doesn't it? So I'll go back up there and I'll obviously let you know. Those people are still up there detecting. They seem to be really slow, seem to be, you know, concentrating in one area a lot. So whether they've got really top quality machines, very sensitive, or they've not got a lot of experience, one of the two. But we'll find out. I'll be passing them when I get up there, obviously. Let's see if I have any luck with these bloody earphones for the phone anyway. Look at that there then, folks. That's a mullet. A dead mullet. You do get people putting the nets out here, actually. I mentioned last week, all along here. And in the winter time, I think around August time, they are fishing for mullet, the mullet run. When the fish come up from right down South Atlantic, they make their way up the coast here, so it's a big thing it is in Brazil every year. But anyway, I've been talking to those two guys. They found a few bits and bobs. But anyway, I'm going to continue. Well, Bombeiros, Fire Brigade, Lifeguards, training. They look knackered, some of them, absolutely knackered. Now I did find two more coins, look, another Brazilian 10 and another 10. I don't know where that's from yet. Can you see? $1997. I'll have to have a good look at that anyway. Could be Uruguayan or Argentina. Anyway, I'm going to have a cup of coffee now and a little bit of something to eat. So, I don't know whether those headphones are any different to these earphones which I'm using now. I mean, since I've swapped over, I've found two more coins, so maybe just luck. Maybe nothing to do with the headphones, but it just, I suspected something. I don't know why, but anyway, maybe no problem at all. But I do prefer these others actually, the ear ones, the earphones, because they're lighter. The only thing is you can hear the sea in the background, but no big problem. If you got the volume up high enough, you can hear when you get a signal. And the guys I was chatting to, they're from Journeyville. So they drove down here this morning. They was here at 2 o'clock in the morning. They found a few bits. Nothing of great value, a earring and a little bit of a part of a brooch. But he was saying, one of them was saying anyway, he goes detecting around these old houses, antique hunting. He said he's found a few things, but whether you can believe these people or not. But anyway, I'm going to have something to eat now, here. See you soon. Right, I'm not going to sit around too long. We only had 10 minutes. 10 to 11, so a couple of hours it's going to be high tide. I want to make the most of these 2 hours, then when I get a bit further up there I'll sit and have some lunch, some sandwiches. Just had a little snack. But anyway, just before I go, that guy was talking about these old houses, these ruins. Quite a lot of those, especially up that way where he is, Journeyville, San Francisco the Sul, and also around, you know, inland, if you go to Blumenau and places like that, the German city, where the immigrants are. And stories about Bombinas and Portobello, further down the coast, and Florianopolis, where the first Portuguese landed. And also you got, many years ago, there were the pirate ships going down the coast here. Maybe they also went into some of these bays. We were talking to him about islands also. A lot of islands. He said he's been on some islands. So yeah, them type of things. Maybe worth me thinking about going and doing a little bit of inland exploring around some old buildings. I actually passed one, you know, a few years ago inland. Right inland it was, a big old building, but it was all fenced off. So you never know, do you? Anyway, let's crack on. Well, there we go. £1 coin. It just shows you, doesn't it? I've just walked up here, coming back down, found that there. So you only have to be a little bit high, don't you? And them guys have been along here also. Yes, it's just about a little bit of luck. There we go, another £1 coin. The tide's coming in now, so I'm quite a bit further in onto the beach. I've been up and down a few times, so I'm heading back there. I'm going to be going home very shortly. Do a little bit more. But anyway, perseverance, pays off. There we go, folks, the grand total. One nut, a big nut actually, the fishing lure, £2, 20 cents, and the other one there, the 10. That is not Brazilian. I'm going to have a look at that when I get home. Well, anyway, can't complain, So then, better than nothing, Better than last week, actually. Not a thing last week, but even though there was 3 of us on the beach detecting, still a bit of something, So, I'm going to sit here, have something to eat. It's about 12. Midday now. The tide's almost in. So I've had a good while here, good 3 hours. It's probably 12:30 actually. I'm going to have something to eat, and then I'll be 50 metres going through this bush here to the motorbike. And away for today. So anyway, folks, thank you very much for joining me. As I say, the No Bullshit channel, no lies. The reality of beach metal detecting. So next week I'll be going to another beach, alright? See you again then, folks. Thank you very much. Bye.